Finding the derivative of an inverse trig function sounds hard. And I can't just say, okay, well, it's the derivative. Let's take the prime of that. But what I can do is set it to a y equals and say, hey, if I find dy dx, then I'll also have the derivative of arctangent. So let's see if we can do that. And first I want to remember two things. The first thing I want to remember is that I can reverse this like this. These are equivalent statements. Tangent and inverse tangent say switch the input to create the output, and the other one takes the output to create the input. But I want to highlight another trig identity that sometimes we forget. Sine squared plus cosine squared equals 1. But if I divide everything by cosine squared, you'll also get, from this one, you'll get tangent squared plus cosine over cosine squared is 1 equals 1 over cosine squared is secant squared. So this identity is important because we're using tangents right now. All right, let's come back to the problem. Now I have a tangent instead of inverse tangent. So let's take a derivative with respect to x. I'm going to get 1 equals, what's the derivative of tangent? It's secant squared. And I will give you a link to another video where we actually found that. But the chain rule says when you take the derivative of the outside function, you also have to multiply by the derivative of the inside function. So we get a dy dx here. And when I divide out, of course, you're going to find dy dx equals 1 over secant squared of y. So we're getting warmer, kind of. Maybe? At least we've isolated it. But there's something we know here, right? We just highlighted it. Secant squared is equal to that. So I can replace dy dx again, 1 over tangent squared of y plus 1. Why not? Well, why do I care? Because look here. I know what tangent is, and I've got a thing right here. So I can come down here and I can say, I'll write it in bigger letters over here, dy dx equals 1 over x squared plus 1. And since that's what dy dx is, that's also the derivative of arctangent. So the derivative of arctangent is 1 over x squared plus 1. Problem solved.